Tinubu seeks National Assembly approval for loans. Why not Wike? Okay, Senator Ireti Kingibe questions FCT borrowings. Senator representing the Federal Capital Territory, Ireti Kingibe, has alleged that FCT Minister Wike has been obtaining loans for the territory. Imagine. Now Wike dey borrow loan without seeking the approval of the Senate. Challenging anyone disputing her claim to produce legislative records showing otherwise. Kingibe made the allegation during an appearance on Channels Television's Political Paradigm, where she said she had raised concern with the leadership of the Senate over borrowings undertaken by the FCT administration. According to the senator, while the annual FCT budget is ordinarily transmitted to the National Assembly and considered through the relevant committees before approval, Wike appeared before the Senate to seek authorization for loans. No be smart in that Wike. I've never seen Wike come to the National Assembly and before the Senate to ask for approval of anything, Kingibe said. She went further to state categorically that, as far as the Senate was concerned, the minister had not obtained legislative approval for the borrowing she identified. I'm definitely saying that he has been taking loans without the approval of the National Assembly. I don't know about the House, but certainly not the Senate, she said. Kingibe explained that she became aware of the borrowings after examining information from the Debt Management Office, which she said covered loans obtained between August 2023 and March 2026, which Wike has been borrowing money since August 2023 and there is no approval. He's just taking it. Not be smart. Now Wike to be the president now. The senator maintained that if the loans had received Senate approval, there should be an official parliamentary record showing when the request was presented, considered and approved. Not be smart. Wike. Okay, if anybody contradicts me, they should bring the vote and proceedings of the day that Wike came to the National Assembly to ask for approval of anything, she said. Kingibe also drew a comparison between Wike's exercise of authority as FCT minister and that of President Bola Tinubu. I'm telling you, because people like say Wike, now be the president. Tinubu is just there, arguing that the minister derives his power from the president and therefore cannot exercise greater powers than the president himself. She noted that Tinubu routinely forwards requests involving borrowings and appointments requiring legislative approval to the National Assembly, but you are not collecting approval. No be smart in that Wike. He's too full of himself. According to her, if the president submits borrowing requests to the legislature for consideration, an FC minister acting under presidential authority should not be able to bypass a similar legislative process where approval is legally required. A lot is happening in this country. Kingibe said she had already brought her concern to the attention of the Senate leadership. No be Akpabio be that. I beg. Well, the two of them, they are together, insisting that the issue goes beyond a long-running political disagreement with the FCT minister and concerns legislative oversight of public borrowing. Allegations raise questions over the approval process for borrowing by the FCT administration and the extent of National Assembly constitutional and statutory oversight of the territory's finances. However, Kingibe specifically acknowledged that she could only speak definitively about the Senate, saying she did not know whether any related approval had been sought or obtained from the House of Representatives. The senator's claims were based on her interpretation of DMO records and the absence, according to her, of Senate votes and proceedings showing Wike appearing to seek approval. No response from Wike or the FCT administration. Now, he will still respond. Not be Wike. He will still respond. So the latest allegation was contained in the material available. Kingibe consequently placed the burden on those disputing her positions to produce the relevant legislative documentation, insisting that until such records are shown, her position remains that the FCT ministers identified borrowings were undertaken without Senate approval. Now, I know be smart. Joseph says borrowing for 2027 election. He said he has been borrowing since 2023. Since 2023. It is well, James says that's why he's against you, because that man feels that he's above the law. Before Captain Yerima dealt him a blow to his arrogance, he still feels he's in the creek. Challenge him whenever it goes wrong, my sister. After all, he's no different from a governor. As Lucky says, for the first time we are talking, but instead of whining, why not raise the motion at the floor of the red chambers? Or you think that she has not done that? Or this one that she's raising now, where do you think she's raising it? In your house? Falana says, instead of this one to work and show us her impact, how can she work when Wike is not releasing anything to her? I really don't know that Wike is giving her tough time. I beg you. As since there's all this boring, me and my family never approve it. I beg. In Nigeria, personal ATM for the ruling class, no be small. Ikumeze says Nigeria is sold and Wike is among the buyers, so they can use what they brought the way they like it. Ewa Godwin says this is impunity of the highest order, no be small impunity. Oh, she's under pressure. Okay now. ADS says to answer this question quickly. Is there city on its own or understay? What's this one? What's funny? Why are you laughing? People are supporting somebody that has turned himself into an almighty formula. How do I put it now? Emmanuel says Wike has made himself a demigod. Yes, a demigod. Kingibe should forget the oversight function and just earn her salary. Oh, so when she goes, people say she did not do anything as a Senate representing her state. Bat has arrogated too much authority to Wike such that it has emboldened him to be reckless, unaccountable, and almost invincible. He's a book conspirator at manipulation, so there is nothing anyone can do now. But let me add, Wike will be divinely disgraced someday, soonest, over his terrible form of politics. We hope so. George Kalu says the tenure of that man in FCT, in collaboration with Tinubu and Akpabio, is a ticking bomb that will explode sooner than later. I'm telling you, those three people, disaster. Bestafin says, which Senate, National Assembly my foot in an idiocracy government? Madam, keep still everywhere, okay? Remy says, how about state borrowing? If states can do this, the minister is empowered to do so, if not more. Okay, what the best says, Tinubu allowed you just to use him in 2027. If he wins, he will do away with him. Okay now. ABK says he's borrowing the money and building mansions for judges, exactly, so that they will do a dirty job for him and his masters. True. But Uche Naji says, ma'am, with due respect, that is not seeking approval, but commanding approval. I say so because approval Akpabio can't ask for input from any of you, but return it approved. Hating this one they talk. Well, say governors take loans too, and I've not observed them coming for approval from the Senate. Who told you? Governors take approval. You did not see Okpebolo when he was reading this thing that I could not read the figures out. This one is not serious. Well, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.